Here's the second part of last week's interview, only here on the JPaul Hernandez podcast.
Whenever I would do talks or workshops or whatever, something like that. So for example, it's women. It's really, I find it funny, but funny in a sense that this is rooted in all people. Just for example, okay, it's an empowerment seminar. Okay, I want you to get your notebook. Right? I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am strong. They can say I am wonderful and strong, but sir, and some of them are managers. All right, some of them are successful women, like they're career women, and they're beautiful, but they just like they're well made and like that's how they would react, or sometimes just to
I
really
think
bully
it's a
them
girl
because
thing.
yeah. And then I would tell them this activity and say, okay, get your phone, okay, get your cell phone, open the selfie, take a selfie, yeah, ganyan. And then I would say, post now. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes, no filter, and post wherever social media and say I am beautiful. Maybe
So
1%
difficult.
would follow me. Yeah, 1% would
It's
follow me.
difficult.
Yeah, and I think we, even without any traumatic thing happening to you, it's already a female issue. So
Yeah.
imagine, I can just only imagine if you became a single mom and had to happen to you. It's even finding your own beauty or remembering that you're beautiful could be hard. So for all the single moms and you, Nina, I honor you. And I hope for
Yeah.
everyone who listen, they'll find their own beauty again.
Yeah.
That's when one
Self-acceptance.
that made me think about something. I feel like as women, we were, especially again here in the Philippines, we're sort of taught to be humble, right? It's the Maria
Yeah.
Clara effect. It's like we cannot, even though we could be Liza Soberano, we can't be like when someone tells you you're pretty. We can't be like, oh thanks, thanks.
Yeah.
You can't own it because then it'll give off a different impression. Like, ay, ang yabang pala nito. You have to be like, oh, hindi, I'm not that pretty or something. Because the moment you acknowledge it and say thank you, then you become a totally different person. Suddenly you're
Yeah.
mayabang just for acknowledging a compliment. It's like, it's funny. I'm not sure if that holds true in different cultures, but I know it particularly holds true here in the Philippines. So
I think
Yeah.
it's a
yeah,
very Asian culture. I think it's a
yeah,
I'm
maybe.
pretty sure
Mhm.
Asian culture. We're very shame based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, that's
So
true. That's
yeah.
true.
So about you then, how did you start picking yourself
Oh,
up?
I think one thing that that's important. Tell me there's light. It's so
Yep,
dark.
yep.
It's so dark. It's about to rain. Okay. I think one thing that was important was I had to be okay with letting people go in my life.
I love it.
Particularly
Yeah.
friends, and cutting off certain relationships. Again, it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make them bad
Mhm.
people. It's just maybe at that point, our values or mindsets or philosophies or just our goals in life, they just don't
Yeah.
fit, right? It's not my problem. It's not their problem. It's just, it doesn't fit. And that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to force it. Let's just, go our separate ways. And that's how I had to that's something I had to get used to because again, so just the background, I had very, very, very close best friends from high school that were really adamant about building their families at the time when my marriage was falling apart. So of all the people in the world that you think I'd be getting support from, they didn't understand, and that's fine. Like I had to
Oh.
release them from that, right? Like because they wanted something else in life. They could be my bestest friends who have been with me for 20 X years, but they didn't understand because they weren't going through it, and that's okay. And I had to grieve the relationship, as in the loss of the friendship, um, and just sort of be okay with that. Like, it's not my fault, it's not their fault. We're just going to go our separate ways. It's okay. That was one. And another one was I had to attach happiness to feeling. How was I feeling? Was I feeling successful? Was I feeling happy with what I was doing versus an actual measurable goal? Okay, so
Yeah.
I mentioned to you before that like someone told me that like why would you want to break up? Your life has come full circle. You're working for one of the country's top FMCG companies. You are married.
Yes.
You have a kid. You know, you have like check, check, and check. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, so if you put it that way, I should be feeling so happy right now. So why do I feel so dissatisfied with my life, right? So I had to learn how to attach fulfillment and happiness and just sort of no, I had to let go of the stereotypical like, okay, if I have this job, if I reach this rank, I this
Mhm.
age and stuff. It's not about the measurable goals. It's about how am I feeling? Am I feeling fulfilled every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
goal,
Yeah.
like I could be going for this goal, but is it making me feel happy? If not, then let it
That's
go,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's I had it was a complete mindset change to be honest, and that's what
Yes.
kind of got me out of the the blues a little.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks. Thanks.
Go for it.
So beautiful. That's so beautiful that you shared that. And you're right. A lot of people attach their real worth to their net worth, to whatever the society thinks. And it's just really a never ending rat race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
to add to that,
Yeah.
I feel like I had to let go of this obsession or this need to be perfect and to work perfectly. And right now, I'm not hard on myself anymore, and life is so much better. I have less than I had before, but I'm happier because I realized that parang the best teachers are still learning, and the best
Yes.
healers are still healing.
yeah.
Yes.
So that
So
having that
beautiful.
in mind every day really makes me produce like really quality outputs because I don't aim for it to be perfect. I just allow, surrender, hear up. But oh
Yeah,
my god, it's like the hardest practice, but the
Easy,
most
yeah,
magical
easier said
one.
than done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mentor, when I was, shifting my life, I was really in a bad direction. So I was like really struggling, and my mentor said, you know what? So I was telling my mentor, I don't know what to do. I have friends that cannot see me differently. They see me, the old JPaul, just like that, and they can't go past that. And he said this that I just want to share to you and everyone that's listening, or and watching. He said, JPaul, people are like, sorry to say, clothes. You know, you can let them go. You either their change of style or you outgrow them. But you have to sometimes let go of the wrong people to make space for the right people that will come to your life, and you
Yes.
cherish those who decide to stay. And yeah, because sometimes people are just afraid to let go for whatever reason. And I honor
Mhm.
you because you both of you had to let go of people, not because they're bad, as you said, both of you said, but it's just, I think, for that time or for the season, the right thing to do, at least for
Yep.
your own sake and for your kids'
Yeah.
sake.
Hmm.
Wow. So I really honor you, ladies, your strength, your dignity. And I think this is what I want to share to you. You're full of dignity. You're just wonderful women. And I think what happens when traumatic things happen, women or people in traumatic stuff, they lose their dignity. But both of you, I think you have renewed and metamorphosized to something more. Because you just you
Agree.
had to go through something painful
Yeah.
and come out stronger.
Yeah. I
Wow.
also because you can't be who you want to be unless you've been who you don't want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's it's also washing away that guilt. I'm sure Denise has felt all kinds of guilt because as women and as single moms, parang we go through mom guilt, the guilt of having
Yeah.
to lose this relationship, or the guilt of not looking a certain way, or the guilt of having to let
Yeah.
go of people that no longer serve us. But the thing is, like, what, adding on to what Den said, you have to do that to be happy. As simple as that. Because if you don't wash away that guilt, it provides blinders. It hinders you from
Yeah.
seeing where you are now and all the things that you've already achieved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Don't you think
yeah.
means it's also going through this has also given you a better sense of self. In a way,
Yes.
you're a bit more sure about who you are. And
Mm-hmm.
because I'm totally coming from that part where you said mom guilt. Like, you know how
Yeah.
everyone has everything to say about your parenting style. It's like, oh, why are
Mhm.
you doing that? You
Oh
shouldn't be
my
doing that.
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you his mom? Like, what's happening? So, and I don't know. I feel like going through what we did, it's just we feel more sure about. Okay, well, that's your opinion. It might not work for me, but thanks for sharing it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not as affected anymore by like,
Yeah.
because it's so easy to feel guilty. It's so easy to feel like, shit, am I a bad mom because I didn't do what
Yeah.
this person's saying? But then there's also this other person that's saying this. So should I be doing this and everything? And and then you just end
Yes.
up feeling such a bad person, or at
Yeah.
least such a
That's
bad
right. That's right.
mom.
I had to let
Yeah.
go of that also.
I think
Yeah.
people just have so many opinions, and they think
Yeah.
people think their opinion
Yeah.
is right.
Exactly. Because that was their
Yeah.
environment and
Yeah, of
the
course.
way they
Yes.
grew
Mhm.
up,
Yeah.
diba? My household is very unconventional for my daughter and I. Since we don't have a yaya, parang I'm trying to raise her to be as independent as possible. So like if she's thirsty, she just gets milk from the fridge by
Mm.
herself and puts her dishes in the sink by herself and stuff like that. But of course, I
My
had
God,
to
that's
go
so rough.
through like so many side comments and stuff like that, and it affected me for the for a while, and until I was like, you know what, the most important thing for me is that I raise a compassionate child.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
So
right. I think
thank
it's
you
our
for that.
generation, millennial. I don't know, feeling ko lang. I think we've tasted fake success. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
the glitz and the glamour, but now we're more looking for authenticity. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you just think about it, I'm sure you know your kids are smart. They're gonna be good.
Yeah.
But what's
Yeah.
important right now is raising them with values that they will be
Yeah.
wonderful people when
Yeah.
they grow up. Because I'm sure you're both are smart, and of course it's your
Yeah.
genes, so they're probably smart as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. What do you think? I
You know
just
what I'm
wondering this about. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, actually what I'm hoping for my son, because I'm raising a boy, obviously, which makes it 10 times harder because, there are things that we can't, like, I cannot help you with for obvious reasons because I don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
But, but what I'm hoping for him is to just grow up a balanced guy, with
Yeah,
Yeah.
respect for women, able to forge relationships, able to deepen relationships with
Mhm.
people, someone who's empathic, someone who feels for people, more
Yeah.
than like, oh, he's smart and things like that. Because my goodness, like that's really just my hope for him. Because I feel like that's his only way to survive in this world as a guy, to just be able to be relatable to people more than anything else. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I just really can relate, even as a father, because I grew up in an all boys school, studied in the traditional route,
Yeah.
and then I convinced my wife, and I decided that we'll go homeschool. And people were telling me, why are you do you not have money, are you whatever,
Oh my
so many
god.
stuff. And I was just saying, you know what did I learn in the all boys school? Objectify women, get into fights, and look cool. All of
Mhm.
those things I had to unlearn. It took a lot of therapy, and it took a lot of whatever I had to go through to, like, where I am now. And all of those things that I learned in those schools did not really help me. So So for me, I wanted to do. It's a good thing my wife was on board. We're gonna do homeschool, just because I want to be the mentor. You know what? I don't care about your grades. Of course, you know. I don't know. I hope he figures it out, the grades. But for me, I want to teach my son entrepreneurship. I want to teach my son, hey, you respect a
Yeah.
girl, you respect a man, you follow your dreams, and those are the things that I think are not being taught in school. And I'm worried for
Right.
our kids, for
Yeah,
their generation. You
yeah.
know, um,
I
I,
saw this
yeah.
article, this parenting article. A parent was asking, how do you raise kids with grit? Because grit isn't taught in school, and grit is something that people learn when they go through difficult situations. But obviously, we're parents,
yeah,
so we don't want our kids to be going through
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah,
too
yeah.
difficult situations that they will fall apart, right? So, what is a nice way to teach grit that will not, psychologically damage our kids? Yeah, so that's one thing that's like a parent raise, and this is something that I've also been thinking about actually.
I feel like okay. I just want to share this also. I can't talk about the importance of meditation enough because it's
Mm,
what really completely changed my entire life and my daughter's life because she's exposed to me meditating every single day. Now she joins me, and even if
wow.
if it's just staying quiet, she knows not to say anything, not to be noisy, not to be rowdy when she sees me. And because she sees me, edi she's copying me, right? So she's
Yeah,
slowly learning how to breathe mindfully. And I feel like it's something that needs to really be incorporated into school curriculums because adding on to what Denise said, we can't really teach them um, like we can't impose scenarios on them, like hard scenarios,
That's
because no
right.
matter what, they're gonna go
Yeah,
through it in their own way.
yeah,
But it's developing the mindset on how to overcome
yeah.
those
That's right.
scenarios,
That's right.
it's being able to
Yeah,
step back instead of panicking so you can think peacefully and calmly about what your next steps, what your next words will be. So
that's
it's
right.
benefited my daughter so much to a point that she's overly apologetic now. So now I'm trying to reverse it and say you don't have to apologize for every single thing. Like when she drops a pencil or she spills her milk, she's like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, mom." Like it's okay, I mean, I let her break eggs kasi I let her spill things, whatever. And then if she falls down on her butt, then she learns. But not to a point na
Yeah.
abuse naman, diba?
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah.
yes. It's very tricky. You love your kid, especially for moms. You love your kid, but how much pain do you allow,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm
Finding
so
the
far.
balance is hard.
I'm not a mom. I don't understand. But as a parent,
Yeah.
you have to deal with it.
But you'll feel it. You'll feel the balance. You'll feel the fine
I
line.
just say
You were saying
Because it's
something, Ben?
Denise,
different.
can I just say something you said struck me was like, you mentioned something about your daughter learning mindfulness from you because she sees you like meditating and quiet and like reflecting and practicing
Mhm.
self-reflection, all of those things. And then now she's doing it. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's something that's important and something that's constantly overlooked now. It's
Yeah.
um how your kid mirrors what they see you do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like it's an unpopular opinion. Maybe it might be an unpopular opinion, but it's something that I personally believe in. I feel like it's so important for me to work on myself because it ends up trickling down
Yes.
to my
Yeah.
being a better parent. And it shows,
Yes.
I can't keep on giving and giving
Yeah.
and not work on myself.
That's
And
right.
and it's funny because and it comes out in different ways also.
Mhm.
He sees me take time for myself, and personally for me, fitness is it's me time, and he knows that, and he gets that. And he knows that mommy puts a lot of effort into. I can't I can't talk about how big of a role fitness plays in my life, but it's about pushing yourself. It's about pushing your capabilities. It's about just discovering things about yourself. So all of a sudden, like
Mhm.
it really helps me when Raf is suddenly like, "Oh, mom, maybe I want to try this. I want to try this sport. Mom, can you? I'll go running with you because I want to see what running brings to you, and running seems to make you
Yeah.
happy. So I'll join you. I'll run with you this morning or tomorrow morning. I'll go with you. And it's so interesting because I don't know. You don't know the effect that your actions actually
Yeah,
have on your kids and how it, how they actually absorb everything. And I'm just happy that
that's
that's how
right.
we took it. Like, okay, so fitness is mommy's time. Let me see. Maybe it'll work for me or something.
Yeah, so beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. Wow, amazing. Yeah, because you're right. You're with your kid, you're figuring out life, and even if you're like, no matter how rich you are, you're still figuring out life. As long as you're alive, you're still figuring out life, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Whew. Oh, anyway, welcome back.
Sorry.
I know it's like Nina disappeared. Oh, the
It's the
rain's
rain.
pouring. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for being here with us on a rainy day, and I love it. Let's just wanna start asking you more questions. I love that this discussion, and man, we need to talk more about this. Not to just I love what we did. We never really plighted on anyone, but we just shared our story, your stories,
Mhm.
and then we're moving forward. And I think that's it. You can be vulnerable without
Yeah.
being looking for self pity, looking small, but just sharing your story and being yourself. And I really honor
Yeah.
you, ladies. And yeah, and later, Nina, you can share badass mama and
Yeah.
all of those things. I think whatever passionate thing you are, whatever who you are, people should pursue it. And you both, this is your story. You should talk more about it. I'm pressuring you. Not just kidding. Yeah. But anyway, ladies, how do you now see yourself?
I feel
That's mama.
free.
You feel
I
free.
feel I feel free and a lot more comfortable in my skin. As I think if there's one extra thing that I gained from being alone with my thoughts during this pandemic, it's really being comfortable in putting my vulnerability out there. My issues, I slowly learned that are issues that are common and people can relate to. Women can relate to, men can relate to, but I just never thought of really speaking up about it. Maybe a year ago, at least not so much. Maybe like
That's right.
70% of my social media posts are so controlled and used to be quite a lot more superficial, if you may. Like, I'm not afraid to admit that now because it was all about beauty and fitness and stuff like that, and I love that side of me. That makes me who I am because I'm arte. I love embracing my body transformation,
Yeah.
like it's finding myself again. But now I'm a lot more free in terms of career. I control my schedule, but also it's people have this misconception of thinking that, okay, since she controls her own schedule, she's having the time of her life. No, because I do feel like I have to work extra hard to like sell myself now,
Yeah.
but at least I'm having a lot more fun doing it. And
That's
my
right.
daughter is a lot more conversational, and she's an old soul. She teaches me so much. I call her my little 30-year-old. Like at night,
So
every
beautiful.
single night, she asks me if I'm happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
She's,
So
are
that.
you happy,
amazing.
mom? Yes. Yeah. Without me
Those
planting anything in her mind. It's
That's
because
priceless.
it's the energy that I share. I always try to be, or I'm happy na kasi. I'm genuinely happy and she sees it, and it's building her to be a happy, compassionate person who enjoys laughing. So
Right.
I like where I'm at despite how things are so difficult during this pandemic has been.
So beautiful. Thank you. How about you, Den?
I have to admit, that's super true. I think right now, or with everything that I've been through, I feel like I'm more confident in myself and what I can do. Obviously, because you've been through tough times. Just like a super, I'm gonna say it in passing lang. I just came out of a very bad relationship. It was bad. It was a bad relationship. It was pretty okay. I will say it. It was emotionally abusive. So it was a tough time for me also. That was my, because you mentioned like when you hit rock bottom. That's yeah, that was COVID bad. Anyway, but then I feel like going through this now, you're also more sure about your capabilities. You're sure of yourself. And like
Yeah.
before, you were like, oh no, where's my support system? They're not here. Like, you know, if people don't get you, it's okay. And it doesn't make my thoughts invalid. It doesn't make what I'm going through invalid. It doesn't invalidate my healing journey. Everyone heals in their own way. And I'm just more
That's
sure
right.
about that. I'm more sure with myself and like, okay, this is what I need to go through or to heal from whatever it is I went through. And that's fine. I'm more patient with myself. If I need to cry because I need to mourn whatever it is I went through, then I'm going to do that.
That's
And I'm
right.
not going to stop crying because people said like, "Oy, ano ba? It's been like 2 weeks. Why are you still crying? Get up." So I need to cry, and I'm going to do that because that's how
Yeah.
it makes me feel better after. So I feel like it's also it's being aware of yourself. It's being more confident. Again, like I said, it's being more confident in your capabilities and your ability to rise up after
Yeah.
something bad,
That's right. Yeah.
going through
Yeah.
something bad. You're just more sure of yourself. You know you're gonna get through it.
Mhm.
I'm not
Amazing.
trying to.
Wow.
It's a bad process, obviously. Like you're going to be grieving, but then at the back of your head, you also know that you can do bad shit, right? So this this is just another hurdle, but you're gonna get through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. I'm also more
Ooh.
trusting of the universe
Yeah.
now, diba? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's letting go. That's like total
yeah. That's
power,
true.
diba?
That's true. It actually feels empowering, doesn't it? To be able to let go.
Super.
Because I think before, a lot of it
Yes.
came from like trying to bring everything into my control. Like, if I
Yeah.
can't control this, oh my god, my world is falling apart.
Yeah.
But then now
Mm.
it's like, okay, I can control it. Okay, bye. Like,
And also embracing that no matter what happens, if things fall out of place, that's based on your expectation of something, blah blah. I learned that rejection is redirection. So parang
Yes.
that's why I started to trust in life again. I started to love no and just be open to it coming at me from all sides, from all angles, opportunities coming to me at all angles. If one falls, I always think no, it's okay. Something else is coming. Something meant for me even more. So as cliche
Yeah.
as it
Yeah.
sounds, that's where I'm at.
yeah, and to be honest, you know how we were talking about letting people go because they just aren't on the same journey anymore. There are people that you meet along the way that just happen to be on the same journey you're on. So,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
one door closes, another one opens. So there's some people that don't understand what you're going through, and that's fine. But then you end up meeting someone.
Yeah.
For some reason, the universe ends up bringing you someone that just happens to be on the same journey you're on, and
Yeah.
so that becomes, you end up that ends up being
I
your
believe
support
in
system
that.
for that time.
Like attracts like talaga. It's
Yeah.
law of attraction.
You know, my mentor, Brother Bo Sanchez, says in Love Life, you don't get the guy that you want, but you get the guy you think you deserve. In everything in life, you get what you think you deserve. If you feel that you deserve crap, you get crap.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
Yeah.
believe that you deserve or you should receive abundance, goodness, no matter how hard life is,
Yeah.
eventually things will fall into place, and
Yes.
that's something I really believe in.
Yeah.
Just the here with us now. I mean, can you imagine? We don't. We're in this conversation of empowering people, and I'm not a single mom, but I'm just learning from both of you. I don't know how, but it's like, oh yeah, maybe I can do this in my life. Let go, and that's just whatever you're sharing. Our values are very universal, and I really
Yeah.
want to honor you both for just
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Honestly, I hope
yeah.
that I hope that like what we're talking about and stuff. I hope it brings issues to light. Issues that
Yeah.
aren't people aren't comfortable discussing for whatever
Yeah.
reason, like stigma or whatever. I also hope that people feel safer now to express um, whatever they're scared to talk about as single moms because you're not alone in this feeling
Yeah.
or to be scared or to be shy of admitting that you're a single mom. It's, it's really just tantamount to saying with some person. I sincerely believe that. So,
Yeah.
It, yeah, I mean, yeah. Go. Are you saying something? Go ahead.
This I was gonna say this interview came at such a timely manner because when Dan messaged me, I had just finished having a conversation with somebody who messaged me on Instagram, um, asking advice about how to leave her house because she's currently stuck with someone she's not with anymore, not in a relationship with, but feels stuck because everything is at her convenience in that house. Everything is, and I feel like, oh my God, I went the exact same thing. And there's probably more women who are going through the same thing because
yeah,
Yes.
diba, there are times when women allow themselves, or even men, people just allow themselves to be dependent on their
Yep.
significant other, diba? And then when shit hits the fan, think we panic and how are we gonna live? We're gonna die, blah blah. But I hope people do. This comes into people's houses and to those who need to hear it and realize now that there is life and you can do it. You can make that step to rebuilding your life, and it only takes 1 second of a decision, and it'll happen so fast the moment you take that one step. Kasi when I decided, okay, I'm leaving, parang bilis. I found a place, I meditated, I was like, I want to manifest a place that sana is semi to fully furnished already para I don't have to spend so much on furniture. Something that's kind of baby proof, no balcony because I have a 2-year-old, blah blah. I found it in a day and a half even.
Wow.
I was
So
blessed. I'm
amazing.
blessed with amazing landlords who also embody and embrace mindfulness and meditation. In fact, they bring me to meditation sessions. And everything that happened, the jobs, the projects that I received after that started coming in. And good problem na lang was like what to reject and what to not accept. So after I spent 2 years thinking, how am I going to live? How am I going to survive? It was just one decision that I made that second that changed my whole life na until now. And so
don't
Wow.
you?
I hope other women can realize that also.
Isn't it? You know it. It's a decision that you need to come to by yourself, right? It's
Mm.
not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be predicated upon someone else's like, hey,
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
low. We're gonna get over this by Monday next week. It's something that
Yeah.
okay, I'm done, and I'm going to decide by myself that I am done.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Again, it's that stigma of perfection. Like, I have to have this already by the time that I move out, or something like that, or when I do this. But of course, it's gonna be difficult, right? You're gonna. What's important is that you start doing it, even if it's little by little. Start making those tiny
yeah,
changes, diba, to rebuild.
yeah.
And it's
So
very
about
very
like sort
possible.
of
That's what I learned.
I don't think believe also that life's a wheel. Like, okay,
Mhm.
I might be going through a really sucky time now, but then it's not going to be forever. And,
Yeah.
I just need to make a couple of changes and then we're going to be good.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to be crying forever. So,
Yeah,
it'll hurt.
exactly.
It'll hurt. Things will come around.
Letting go again of that stigma of
Yeah.
perfection, like
I'm just saying
just
this. I think you should have your own show. You should do something
Bye,
because
JPaul.
I am
no, no,
launching a
no.
podcast show in October. So
Nice,
Cool.
nice.
I will be
We will
doing
be
that
your
with
guest.
another well-being host.
Ah,
Galing.
So yes, I
good luck
will
with
inform you
that.
guys.
Yeah, I think
So happy.
because this is powered by Podcast Network Asia and Podmetrics. I think this is the golden age of podcast because people are just looking for authentic conversation. It's that time in this era. People are tired of curation.
Yeah.
Of it's okay to be creative if it's something beautiful, art, etc. But life, we need to talk about what really matters. And my
Yes.
reflection as you ladies were sharing is this. We cannot solve this problem or this issue or this concern in one episode. But I think what I'm getting is, but we should start talking about it and not be afraid that, whatever needs to be brought out, all the issues, all the pain, all the hurts, and in whoever you are, in whatever issue, but you should start talking about it. And you know what I hate, as you guys were sharing, that there was a moment that you felt alone, and no, we should not be like that. We should stop that cycle that when
Yeah.
someone is going through struggles, that that no, even if you don't understand it, you have different beliefs, you have different religions, there's, I don't know, the walang mawawala sa eh. It's
Yeah.
gonna be there,
Agree.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I think this is my last question before we close and introduce yourself, share your stuff, and promote your stuff. Ladies, can you share that moment when you knew that things will be okay, things will be great, and then after that, share your advice to a single mom? Really
Okay.
deep reflections right now.
Mine is
Yeah.
mine is simple. Um I knew things were gonna be okay when I woke up the next day, the day after I thought I was gonna like collapse the day after when I was going through rock bottom.
Mm,
And my advice to single moms is to do it afraid anyway, no
yes,
matter
yes,
how
yes.
hard it is, because there is no soldier who goes into war not thinking okay, I mean, they go into war thinking about all possibilities,
Yes.
right? But the gains, if you do survive and you just have to put your mindset in there, is just far greater for your well-being. Like,
That's
just
right.
even if you're afraid, if you're fearful, do it anyway, and that will feed you so much life in that very second.
Wow, so powerful. Thanks, thanks. How about you, Denise?
To be honest, I'm not sure I ever went through this like snap moment that was like, shit, I'm gonna be okay from now on. Like, how a healing process isn't linear. So there are gonna be times when I'm crying, and then I'm crying for 1 week straight, and then suddenly you're just crying for 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, and then you're just crying maybe like once a month, and then it becomes once a quarter or something like that. There wasn't a time that I was really like, I am over this, snap by, I'm just gonna focus on myself. Like, I would yo-yo back and forth. I would still cry. I would
Yeah.
still feel bad. I'd go through the whole cycle of self-pity, self-doubt, and all the hatred and stuff for like love and relationships and being around all of that stuff. So, but then there would be more moments when I feel better about myself or more confident about myself. I think maybe the one I think actually what made me realize that I am actually pretty strong is having to go through another rock bottom, because that's when I realized that, wait, I went through this and I survived. So I should be okay.
Yes,
Right?
girl.
So
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's so not that maybe that was my snap moment, but it didn't come
That's
like
right.
3 months after the breakup. It came from another
Yeah.
hitting another rock bottom.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So powerful. So what's your advice to a single mom right now?
So names.
Or I know. I what I said earlier was to be afraid but do it anyway. It is whatever you want to do. Just do it even if you're shaking in your boots.
Yep. Yep. How about you, Den?
I think it's not really advice, but it's more of something I wish I could tell every single mom out there. And it's you are strong. You're a lot stronger than you think. Believe me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know all of the single moms here in the Philippines, but I am sure if you're a single mom, you're a strong ass person.
Yes.
So I want you to be confident. I wish all single moms were confident in that, or believed so strongly in themselves, believed in their strengths, honestly. And I hope, um, yeah, that's it. Actually, it's not really advice. It's just I wish you knew how strong you
I
are
love it.
actually.
I love
Just
it.
going through whatever it is you're going through.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, sorry, just one last question. Just really thought about right now, and I want to ask you, what is your message for your child? Maybe when your child turns 21, and he and she listens to this or watches this. I'm sure it's going to be here forever, online forever. We'll send this clip to them. What's your message when they hit 21, or your dreams or
Uh,
prayer or whatever? Yeah, go ahead, Nina.
my I tell my daughter this all the time, and no, I know that she understands me to a certain extent, but I'll keep saying it until I'm old and gray. Is that and all I wish is that she acts as compassionately as possible, and to not take life too seriously. Not
So
to
beautiful.
not make that same mistake where I almost um, dug my own grave being overworked because I needed to be perfect. I needed to earn this much and all of that. It Things will fall into place when you are most relaxed and when you are most grateful. So that's
I
all. I don't even want a grandiose, ostentatious life. Siya, bahala siya if she wants that, but
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
it in compassion.
Thank you. Thank you.
For me, at 21, I hope Raf is living his best life, and I hope he's happy. That's really just
Mhm.
it. I hope
Yeah.
whatever it is you're doing at 21, if you're like building a spaceship or like off on some boat trying to chase some dream, I just hope you're living your best life, and I hope that it's giving you that sense of fulfillment, and I hope it's because you're doing it because you're happy and it makes you happy,
So beautiful.
and no questions asked.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
So powerful, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
My
Thank
heart
you. Thank you.
feels
Thank
nice
you.
right now.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
right?
Diba?
This is
How
healing. This is part of our
nice.
healing.
Yeah, my heart is growing.
Me too. I'm so happy. I don't know why, but just you know, I guess this is something that really needs to be talked. And it's good because sometimes we're afraid to talk about a certain issue, but afterwards, like afterwards you deal with it like, huh, actually feels good. That's how I feel right now, and want to honor you. Then and Nina, thank you so much, and I really pray that God will bless you, and
Thank
you'll
you.
really
Thank
grow
you.
more.
Thank you so
Oh my
much.
gosh.
Where
Thank you
if
for
you
letting amazing. Like this has
thank you.
been liberating for us. I'm sure Nina, I speak for you as well. When I say this, like it's been liberating for us to talk about this.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
very
then
much.
Nina, can you share how they can get talk to you if ever they want to talk to someone? Well, if it's boys, pwede din. Just kidding. And whatever you want to promote, stuff like that, please, please. Then you want to go ahead?
Promote. I want to promote a healthy lifestyle. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so go ahead. Nina, promote your badassery.
Oh, okay. My personal IG is just my name, Niña Defensor. And I paint and I do cosmetic tattoos as well. Yun muna. It's Cosmetic Tattoos PH on Instagram. And my art account is Sarah's Adoracion, which is my real name. Um, and I'm also a well-being speaker. I talk about law of attraction and manifestation and just mindfulness. And you will find me on Badass Mama PH on Instagram, and I'll keep everybody updated on the upcoming podcast show on wellness and mindfulness as well.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. I love this
Thank you guys.
conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Ah,
you.
Okay.
So yeah. Everyone, that's Nina and Denise, and we're just so blessed to have them. And I hope that you learned, whether you're a single mom or not, or you know someone that is a single mom, maybe you can reach out and just have a conversation. You don't need to solve their problem. You just
mhm.
can be a friend that this person can
Yeah.
listen to.
Oh, me
Yeah.
and Nina are super open to like, if anyone wants to talk,
Yes.
I promise me and Nina are like all ears. Okay,
Yeah.
MDB Marino pala. That's my personal IG. So if you want to talk to
Yeah.
either
Yes.
of us,
Message
like we
us.
are so down. I am so down. Nina's super down. Like I just
Mhm.
talk. Like whatever's bugging you guys or whatever you guys
Yeah.
are going through, even if it's not about being a single mom, maybe like you feel like the world sucks right now or something. Like
Yeah.
just talk. Let's be there for one
Anything.
another, diba?
That's right. That's
We
right.
have to stick together. We really have to
Yeah.
empower and lift each other up.
That's right. So
You
with that
know.
being said, thank you for joining today's podcast. I believe that the purpose of success is to serve others. Thank you so much. The best is yet to
Mhm.
come, and I'll see you again next time.